We have Rohit Srivastava to talk to us about where the market is headed. Rohit, it's a very interesting week. A lot of IPO action, monthly expiry, auto sales, GDP data and whatnot. But within all of that noise, chatter and clutter, what are you watching out for at the index level? 20,000 has been scaled comfortably. What about now the coveted record high of 21,222?
Yes, it looks like the Nifty will now attempt to get past 20,222. In fact, I think it should. The only hurdle we were looking at last week was 19,850, and that got surpassed yesterday, which has now set it up for that move to higher highs. So we are now looking at going towards 20,700. That's going to be the next objective, where we will, start assessing again whether we've, got a near-term overbought position or not. But we still have, good 700 points up from here to there, which I think should play out. And similarly on the Bank Nifty also, Bank Nifty has been the laggard, but I think it should slowly start catching up. 61% retracement of its entire fall would come in at around 44,740. That's going to be the initial hurdle. We will wait to see that being surpassed, and then we can probably look at it also testing the highs if it gets past that.
So, Rohit, now that you're making a case of building upon the 20K level, because that 1985, that hump has been taken out, I want to know the role banks will play, because banks still now are reluctant in participating. Now that banks are kind of coming back, do you see powerful moves there, and also which banks are there on your radar?
So I don't know whether I should use the word powerful, because the banking sector has moved up slowly and it has remained narrow. Even all the previous rallies in the private banks, we've seen more participation from names that are different. I cannot say they are new. For example, you haven't seen the Kotak Bank and HDFC Bank do as well as probably an Axis or an ICICI. So I think that shift even inside the private banking stocks is likely to remain. There's also been some kind of momentum in between in, say, IndusInd and other stocks. So I think that will happen. But I think you should, because if I look at individual stocks like Kotak and HDFC, they have reached their monthly moving averages, which are significant support. So if I say that HDFC Bank has retraced 61% of its entire rise of the last year, that puts it at an interesting risk reward, as far as the trade is concerned. And so that is where I think private banks are interesting. I just don't know whether they will gallop as fast as the Nifty, but but definitely Bank Nifty can play catch up because it is lagging far behind.
Okay. I have a quick follow-up since we're talking about banks. Two banks, and I'm only bringing the name up, Rohit. I don't want immediate targets and all. Just want to see how the charts are looking. These two have highest exposure to the most difficult part of lending book, which is the low-level borrower, if I may call it low-ticket borrower actually. Bandhan, which has not done anything for months, but now they got a extension of the chairman. The other, which was in the eye of storm, was RBL Bank. Worst hit when RBI came out with made a low of around 216, 217, but with equal swiftness shot back to 240 now. What do the charts tell you about these two, which are most hated names also?
So you mentioned Bandhan and RBL. So outright, let me just mention that we don't give investment advice, so nothing I say should be construed. But I will give you the setup or the levels that we can see. Say, for example, in Bandhan Bank, what has happened is that in July it made a low close to 210. In November, it has come back to that level. It bounced up a bit, and again in December we are sort of at the end of November we are sort of close to 210. So we've looked at this 210 support level. This is the third time, which makes it a very interesting support level for these stocks. So that's something people should watch for. If it doesn't break 210, that's good. On the other hand, on the upside, if it goes past 222, which is sort of the 40-day average, that is where the momentum really starts to build up, for a stock like what the Bandhan's chart is really telling me. Now, if I look at RBL, then what I would end up seeing is but I don't have it right in front of me right now.
We'll let you find that data, Rohit. Thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate rest of your views. We'll come back to you on the other data on those couple of banking names perhaps sometime later.